all those people were like, I just need my bag.
Hey, this is Erica Williams from the Classic Climb blog with Tim Jackson. He didn't see me. I put my hand up. Uh, Welcome back, you guys. I just had a gangbuster live. We had 400 people in there. They better be hitting the like button. Y'all better be coming over here to check out this video tonight. Tim, man, what's going on up in Dallas? Y'all got everybody named Mama moving to Dallas,
Oh man.
but then
The-
y'all got some stuff going on up there. What's happening?
Dallas has been in the news a lot lately for a
Mm-hmm.
lot of bad stuff.
Right.
A lot of stuff that's dealing with kids. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
kids are getting caught up in some situations that aren't the best for them. And it's all over Dallas. I think DeSoto's getting a lot of the attention because they're having a lot of issues within their school.
Mm-hmm.
Kids getting into fights. There were some kids that allegedly beat up a principal or an assistant principal or something
Not a
like
whole
that.
principal.
I don't want to money up the details too much. DeSoto's actually a decent, community. I've had an opportunity to volunteer in DeSoto at the high school and speak at their symposium. 2 years in a row. I hosted it 1 year and spoke another year. I think it was 3 years I spoke. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just unfair they're getting all this bad publicity, but there's a lot going on with our youth here, and somebody's got to counter that narrative, and that's where we come in.
Okay, so you guys, the reason I put this out is it's real popular right now. And if you could drop your city and state in the chat, baby. We doing 8:30 with the glasses on. Y'all know I don't like wearing my glasses on camera, be looking like somebody mama out here. I want y'all to understand like the Ring camera came out of the necessity of, basically when they pitched Ring camera to uh the
Shark
Shark
Tank.
Tank. Yeah, they
Mhm.
looked at them like y'all crazy. Like, why? Why y'all need? Why is it not showing? Hold on, real quick. There you go. They were like, "What y'all need them cameras for?" And people were like, "People are breaking in our homes," and they were like, "Nah, ain't nobody breaking." Because they're, let's just be honest, they're out of touch reality. Nas jumped on the ring deal because he knew that's just common sense. Broke people walk up on people's porches and houses and grab stuff all the time. It's not an uncommon thing. There's one black dude with dreadlocks. He was dressed smooth car. He was getting out, jumping, grabbing people's packages, and people were like, "If you've seen this guy, call the police." And it's like he had hundreds of packages in this little what's it called? Impala? Impala. And I'm like, come on, brother. You got enough time to ride around. You might as well go work for UPS. Come on now, you're doing too much. So, yep, we got some Fort Worth in here. We got some Bronx, New York, some Maryland, some Tampa, Florida. Tim, get that feedback off. Detroit, Hoover, Alabama. Listen, I used to live in Hoover. Listen, Hoover was lit. It was the wealthiest black people and the poorest black people at the same time. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Vestavia Hills, rich. Okay, so Tim, I'm gonna walk y'all through. Hold on, here you go. I see y'all. I see y'all in here. There you go. All right. So this lady, of course, is here, and she said, "Whoever these kids belong to, y'all better get them." These two boys came to my house twice, looking under my rug and around my door. This sounds like somebody's mom already. Looking under my rugs and around my door. The one with the red dreads had something in his hands, trying to open the door. The other one beside him said, "Oh man, hey, got a Ring camera," and they left. Fair warning, you better get your kids because I, I promise you it won't be nice. Now, when I saw this unedited picture, thank you for blurring it, Tim. These kids are 10 and 11. Like teenage boys start to get tall at about 12, 13. They get tall before that, but 12, 13, 14. Real man tall. These kids ain't even tall. Like when I saw them walk off, they weren't even like they look like middle school before you get your growth spurt, before your voice is deep. Tim, what can we do to reach these kids right here? Because this is DeSoto. Now they made like DeSoto is black, the black mecca, the wonderful place.
Yeah, let's
What
let's let
what can we
let's.
do?
So there were so many things wrong with this post to me,
Hmm.
and specifically the response that I saw from Black people in Dallas. Now, those who don't know me, I have a nonprofit organization called Real Youth Mentoring. We've been operating in Dallas for going on 7 years now. Um, we teach boys a skill set. 100% of our boys graduate the program with a 700 plus credit score, business plan. We surround them with entrepreneurs. We have an event coming up next week on the 23rd that's teaching them 20 ways to make
It's sold out.
it sold out. And what bothers me is that one, these are kids. So I'm not saying our kids are immune to making mistakes and they won't make
Mhm.
mistakes. A lot of people I saw sharing this post were black people. And their
Mhm.
thought, get your kid, or I'm gonna do something to him. And it's like, man, the fact that you would even conceive doing something to a small child who's breaking into your house is sad, right? Now I know people say, what if they have weapons? What if they have I get it. But at what point are we actually
These boys
creating
were small frame. I saw
man?
them in they small,
Yeah.
y'all. Like, I'm not trying to make excuses for them, but
Not making excuses.
I have a 15-year-old nephew who's about to be 6'1" and grown man pant size. And he knows like you tall baby, you gotta be easy. And he cuts grass like he has his little lawn care business. He knocks on doors very politely. He's dressed a certain way with his little t-shirt and everything. He's aware. We didn't have to make him aware. Life has made him aware. These kids, you guys, I promise you, they can't be more than 10 or 11. I was at a
And
farmer's market this past weekend,
yep.
and some kids the same height came up to me, asked me for something. And I was like, oh, baby, I don't got it. I ain't got no ones or something like that. And I was actually glad they came up to me instead of some white people. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, because it was a very Austin's very white, and they just out there walking around. I don't know where their parents were. I don't care, but y'all have to be very smart.
And listen to those who I see some of the comments. Well, they kids. If they got something on them, they shouldn't be afraid of consequences. Listen, man. I'm not going to even dive into that, man. It gets so much deeper than that. My question is this: at what point do we actually start to create programs and start creating the opportunities for the kids so that they don't have to do these things? I firmly believe, because I've seen it in our program. We took our boys on a trip a few years ago, and Eric, I believe you were one of our sponsors on that
Hmm.
too. We took them to Memphis, Atlanta, and Birmingham. 15 boys. Out of the 15 boys, 10 of those boys had never even left Dallas. We got back from that place
Damn
from
shame.
that trip. I would say 11 out of the 15 boys have been honor roll students, like, since that time. That was 2 years ago. Have made the honor roll every 6 to 9 weeks since then. Why? Because when we expose them to different things outside of the shit they always see, then it gives them an opportunity to say, well, dang, I actually have access to this. Like, we stayed in a mansion in Memphis. We stayed in a high rise in Atlanta. We rode Mercedes Benz Sprinter vans. Like, you got to start putting your kids around situations to where they can see what they can actually become. Because when I go speak at schools or speak in areas that are affluent in Dallas, the Planos, the Colleyvilles, the areas where these kids are seeing this stuff from birth or being
Hmm.
exposed to this stuff.
Tim, you muted yourself. Unmute yourself, baby. Unmute yourself.
My bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Those kids, I know when I go to affluent areas and speak, those kids, they get in trouble and do stupid stuff too, but their community doesn't put them out there on blast and just throws them to the wolves like we do in our community. And I don't know what that's about. People always say, Tim, you're always making excuses for these kids. Well, because I remember what it was like to be a 12-year-old black kid, in the city of Dallas. And I can tell you, I can't tell you how many times I got stopped by the police and
Hmm.
I've been illegally searched, even as an adult, right? And there's nobody who's really standing up for black men, at the end of the day. So when you're seeing that these kids are having all these issues, like, instead of getting on social media complaining about them, like, what's the solution? And nobody's really working on a solution. I feel like that we're the only mentoring group in Dallas that's actually providing a solution to these kids where they can start making money, like, right now, and
Right.
start putting them in positions financially to come up. Like, we have adults inboxing us like, man, can I come to these seminars, man? Because I could use this. And it's like, yeah, we're gonna have some for y'all too, but we gotta teach these kids that they do have opportunities, versus getting upset when something bad happens to them, and then getting in the streets marching saying, we need to overcome, or whatever we do when bad stuff happens to our kids. Like, there's always a reaction, but there's never an action, if that makes any
Right.
sense. You know what I'm saying?
So
Excuse me.
the biggest thing why I like messing with Tim and on the tip of the children, because here's what I want y'all to understand. People be like, well, that's not my kid, that's not my problem. I ain't got to date and marry no baby mamas and all this other crap that we hear on the internet. And I laugh because I'm like, honey, that kid is going to interact with your kid in the future. If they all in the same city of Dallas, if something go down at a nightclub because that kid never got that guidance long many years ago, this stuff is a butterfly effect. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie Butterfly Effect, but it's essentially one or two changes the projection of children. So when Tim takes these kids out of town, I mean, I literally was at HEB, Tim, and this woman I was talking about how I just came back from Africa. She's like, "Man, that's amazing." This is a grown woman. I ain't never left Texas. Grown white woman ain't never left Texas. I'm like, you ain't been to Louisiana, Oklahoma, nowhere? No, girl. And that's a real situation for many Americans. And so now I'm just gonna say astrobated is these young kids. Now, prime example why I chose this video, y'all. Ring camera videos, Ring camera itself has partnered with over 400 police stations in the United States. This is y'all know where I was going with this. So y'all already know where I'm going with this. They've already partnered with 400 police departments in the United
And
States.
it's in their terms and conditions.
It's in their terms and conditions. Now I'm gonna say this. I'm in several neighborhood community things over here by this area of Austin. I don't want to name their neighborhood because I see stuff like people have computer desks, beds, like really nice luxury furniture that they just be giving away or almost at discount. But they only put it on these let go or these neighborhood community things because they want to build a neighborhood type relationship. You know what I also see on there? Little white kids, little Hispanic kids breaking into cars, tearing stuff up. But guess what? It's not on public. It's in these neighborhood watch apps. So everybody in the neighborhood gets to see it, and somebody gets to say, "Oh, can you please take this down? I know them. I know that family. They're not a bad kid. Let me go talk to them." That's what I wanted from this woman. I don't know if this is an apartment complex area or what it is, but I would have rather her go to the apartment office and been like, "Hey, there's some issues with some kids going by my door. What's going on?" Do you see what I'm saying, Tim? You're not gonna know all your neighbors, but there's
I
a
see what you're
way.
saying.
There's a way to handle this that could have been handled differently. Now, all over Dallas, this little boy's face is all over Dallas.
Forever, right? So
Does
now
his
he
mama
makes a
know?
mistake. He makes a mistake at the age of 12. And now if you see like in the caption of my post, now he's got to atone for that mistake for the rest of his life. He's gonna forever be known as the kid who made the mistake. Like some people just kill me with the self-righteousness, like they didn't make mistakes when they were young. Like some of y'all were grimy as hell, man. I know because I
Bad.
went to school with a lot of I'm talking about I mean, I knew cats that was selling crack in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I made a post, on my other social media saying, the stuff we were doing back in the day, like the only difference is we didn't have social media. Now all these people talking about how kids are all this called, these are your kids. Like these are the
Yeah.
ones that you raised. And you were in school with me doing all kinds of stuff. Like let's not pretend like we too self-righteous, like we don't know what it was. Because it was some interesting times when I was coming up, some stuff that some of my peers were allegedly doing. I'm not gonna say doing, I'll say allegedly doing, because truth be told, the statute of limitations is still out on some of that stuff they were allegedly doing. But
Hmm.
the thing that I don't like about this is that it becomes a situation where now all black boys are like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I see too many adults going into corporate America complaining how they get treated like the N-word and how they get, stereotyped based on the way they look or their color, their hair. But then when stuff like this happens with kids, they're perfectly fine doing it with kids, right? And
Right.
somebody in the comments said, "Well, somebody came to me with a gun." Well, you know what? That is what it is. If somebody comes with me with a gun, then it is what it is. The consequences that follow will follow. But I'm in the hood every day, and I ain't got no gun put to my face yet by no kids. So, when you know how to communicate with people and deal with people on their level, then you don't have those problems. What I
Well,
see
Tim,
too often.
wait, wait, y'all. I'm not about to go off, but I am. Did y'all not
Go
just see
out.
the live I just did? It's not us. You go into a Indian Middle Eastern owned gas station with a skimmer in it taking your information. You're going to a Chinese restaurant and they're stealing your information. You go into Chinatown, they're stealing your information. You going over here and they stealing your information on the black web on the internet. But y'all worried about some 12-year-olds that I probably could sit on him till the police come. Man, if y'all don't get on, like, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody in the chat, and I thank you for watching the
But
channel.
that's what we do
But
though,
that's
Erica.
the thing,
That's what we do.
y'all are like, this little boy stealing packages.
That's
Oh
what we
my
do.
God. And
We
I'm
always
telling you,
hand
there's millions
ourselves.
of dollars being stolen from our cards. Uh-oh, Tim. Come back, Tim. There's millions of dollars being stolen on our debit cards, in our banking, in our tax system. I said, Tim done fell out of the chair.
No, because I was getting, that's when you being, back when you go to old churches, they
Yeah,
start getting excited and people fall out. But that's what
yeah.
we do. We always hand our each other back over to the slave master.
And so
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I get it. And here's the thing. Somebody said the programs, they need support and programs for parents. I hear most problems with teens happen between 3 and 7 p.m. when the parents are still at work. This is true.
That's
This is
real.
why after school programs are so important. And this is why Baltimore made such a fuss because they cut like 400 programs and they were like, what we gonna do? We're not gonna keep going around in circles on what to do if somebody has a gun, y'all. This is
So what
Texas.
kind of programs do we need? Because anybody who
Yeah,
follows me and knows me knows I create stuff like that. I
yeah,
recently made a post that said, if you're a single mother raising a black boy or a boy, would you benefit from some training geared towards how to raise a black son from the men of Real Youth Mentoring? And I only had like 4 or 5 people respond to it. But then the next day, I'm seeing all these posts about how people are struggling raising their sons. So like you got to be about what you want, because that's just a course for me. Like we can create that course overnight
yeah,
and run ads and get you in it. Like I was talking to my wife about doing a course, essentially how to raise a black son if you're a single parent. Like if that's something that y'all want, just say you want it and we'll make it. And I'll
yeah,
partner with Ericka to make sure you get out there. But the goal is to eliminate these excuses, because I'm not going to sit up here. I don't do the whole battle of the sexist thing. I don't like women sitting up talking about men all day, and I don't like men sitting up talking
yeah,
about women all day. Like at the end of the day, everybody plays a role in this game. But when it comes to accountability, it's like in our community, we overlook the role that we need to play in the accountability phase. And a lot of times, like I can show you my inbox, I've probably screenshot you before. There's parents I've been telling them to bring their kids to Real Youth Mentoring for years, right? When the kid was 10, when the kid was 8, right? And now the kid is 15, 16. He out there, hitting licks and, getting arrested and getting caught smoking and just doing all the stuff that kids do that don't have no guidance. Then they call us, hey, can you help my son? Well,
it's
man,
like,
we're not.
baby, now I gotta come on now.
Yeah, we're not miracle workers. We're mentors. We guide. Now I got to go talk to this pretty much grown boy who don't care nothing about what I got to say, right? Because
Well,
he
it's
hasn't
because
been
these
influenced.
moms don't want to hear it. And I've told y'all, listen, Tim, I told you the reason I'm not a single parent to this day is and our family, God bless them, we've had group homes in North Carolina. We've had moms drop off 8-year-olds because they're being hard headed, like just give up on them in the system. Foster homes full of good black boys who just were there. And we take them to church, we put them in programs. And I'm telling you, there's something between 8 years old and 12. I guess when y'all get your little testosterone, whatever it is, y'all be like, hey, y'all will be start smelling yourselves. And so it's like you need guidance in these programs. And so when you try to talk to people, these moms, I'm not disrespecting them, to not acknowledge that you are grooming a young man is ridiculous. So yes, we know we need the programs.
We definitely need to program. Somebody in the comments says something about the kids need to make better choices, or they may suffer the consequences. You got to ask yourself this: who's teaching the kids how to make choices? Like these are kids. The average man, regardless of your color, doesn't
Yeah.
become fully developed mentally until he's 25 or 26. Like, come
Or
on, like,
32.
like
I don't know,
what
y'all.
are the choices that people forget the choices that we were making when we were that age, right? We just didn't
Without
have social
cameras.
media. We didn't have
Without
cameras.
cameras. Yeah.
Imagine if all the stuff we did was online. Like, come on, man, y'all, let's reel it back in and stop treating these kids like they're adults. These kids are not adults, and that's the problem. A lot of parents today treat their kids like they're a mini adult. They make them their friends. They
Yep.
allow them to sit in the room and entertain
They up
certain
at 11
conversations.
o'clock. I
They let
can't.
them do stuff that they shouldn't do. I didn't sit in the room with my mom and parents and talk when they were talking. And when grown folks were talking, we had to get our ass outside. Like that's what it
Listen,
was. You
Tim,
know what I'm saying?
I had to tell my white friend that this week. And I said, honey, when I was growing up, we didn't, if me and you were talking and I interrupt you, hey, don't you hear me talking? Like,
Listen. Let
you
me
don't
tell you
interrupt
something.
adults talking.
E, E. Some of the best butt whoopings I got as a kid was getting in grown folks' conversation, right?
Okay.
Like, it just didn't happen, right? But now I go places and it's like a 10-year-old all in the conversation. I'm like, and
Oh,
I'll
what
say
part
like,
of the
hey,
game is that?
like I'm not used to that. Like my son know not to hop in my conversation. William's 12. He knows that when adults are talking, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen twice as much as you talk. You don't say nothing. You fall back, observe, right? Uh, but now parents, especially and I'm not knocking anybody who's single. A lot of times the kids are growing up. The boys specifically, you calling him, you know, little man and king and all this stuff. Now you making him the man of the house. So now you making him grow up, right? You making this kid think that he's entitled to be a man at the age of 12, 13, 14, 15. When I travel, I see this so much. I see so many women traveling with their young sons, which is dope to me, right?
Right.
There's no man or no father that's there, and I don't know the situation. I'm not gonna project or
Disrespect,
speculate,
yeah.
but oftentimes it's just them traveling. I see people posting, it's just like, well, if you're telling this 13-year-old that he's the man of the house, then what do you expect for him to do? Like he's gonna mentally think that he's supposed to make adult decisions, and what does that look like for a 13-year-old, right? Going out there getting it how he lived. You're not letting him be around any other strong men like us who can say, hey, that's not how we really move, man. This is how we move right here, and correct some of those behaviors, and be more consistent. And then when he grows up and gets into stuff that he shouldn't be getting into, then it's, I need you to help. No, you need to get him around men. Like I was blessed to be around a lot of strong men. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And that made the difference. Even when I wanted to be stupid and be a stupid kid, 'cause I made mistakes, Erica. But that wisdom that was put in my brain, like
Mhm.
I could never get that out. You know?
I'm telling you, from watching my uncles have group homes, I had over 6 uncles, all married. I got 20 boy cousins, most of them married. And I'm telling y'all, it's a difference. I've had 8 male teachers during high school, and I was ADHD, hyper, cutting up. And them men folk pull me off. Hey, listen, girl, you're smart, but you ain't gonna talk my whole class. You ain't gonna cut up my whole class. You know what I mean? And not dismissive. And so I know the difference in having male influence in environment. I lived with my father. My mother and father were married, and then when my mother and father got divorced 2 years later, my mom remarried to a stepfather. Had very military stern parents, and it makes a difference. And so when I see some people out here, I'll be like, "Who raised you? What happened?" Because I'm just confused. And so I'm telling y'all, my goal is to get Tim Jackson on the Breakfast Club, because the mess I see out here, it's like, listen, y'all got Doctor
Yeah,
whoever over there. Y'all got to put some real folks out here on this
I
thing.
see somebody in the chat. I'm not gonna say that they trolling, but when I gave my disclaimer about seeing the moms traveling, I never said it was a single mom thing, and I certainly ain't blaming women. So let's not attach that narrative to me. That's
Right,
kind of
right, right.
corny in my opinion.
Hmm.
But let's peel back some of the layers, right? It's on the parent. If there's a single parent situation, it's on the dad and the mother to raise that child. We
Yeah,
we get on the men just as much as we get on the women when
yeah.
it comes to them dropping the ball. In fact, when a boy joins our program, the first thing we do is we ask them, "Hey, do you have a relationship with your dad? We need to get in contact with your dad because we want to
Hmm.
invite pops to it." You know what I'm saying? To come and see what we're doing. And she's still trolling me. She said, "That's what I said." No, I said that I don't want to blame
Tim,
them.
Tim, don't fight, don't fight them.
No, I
Just
ain't
keep.
gonna fight. No, I know what it is. Here's what it is.
You
I know
know
what
how
I
people
said.
are. They
But
ain't
here's
hearing
the
it.
thing. What happens too often is instead of people acknowledging the role that they're playing in the demise of their child, they blame everyone else for stuff not working the way it needs to work. And it's accountability on both sides. There's been times where we've invited dads to the mentoring program. Like all of the dads in our programs bring their kids, right? Dads want to be a part of the picture in most cases. There's some dads who don't want to be a part of the pictures, and it is what it is. We step
Hold on,
up
hold on,
and
hold
do
on,
what we
real quick. Hold on, real quick. Someone asked, which I think is the same person I just time out. Why am I timing out people for telling truth? This is my platform. This is my living room. If I don't want your feet on my couch, I can time you out. I can block you off the channel. So let's act accordingly. This isn't some of those places on YouTube where you want to act crazy. This is my platform. This is my business. So we're gonna act right in my store, or I'm gonna put you out the store. That's what's gonna happen. You dig what I'm saying? That's your
because a
first
lot of these
warning.
conversations go left when we're right down the middle talking about the issue. So hey, let's get it.
Got you. And now you're blocked. Block ministry. All right. So again, this person, Rhonda Abrams, said, my father has been mentoring preteens in LA for 2 years, 2 Saturdays a month, but he's 84 now and he can't find newer, younger adults take over. Any ideal?
Man, that's you know what? That's sad. That's sad. I know
It
that with
really
Real Youth
is.
Mentoring, we're actually getting ready to take our show on the road and do our 20 Ways conferences all over the United States. And my goal with that is to identify men within the cities that we go to
Hmm.
who can set up, satellite remote establishments or satellite remote units of Real Youth Mentoring in their cities, right? Because
Hmm.
I hear that a lot. Um, it's today. Let me tell you what I struggle with today, Erica. We're looking for black male therapists, right? Because we offer therapy to our boys.
I know some in Dallas.
Man, send them to me because I called.
Yeah.
It's only 20 of them, and I called all of them.
He
and
he
I
older.
can't get. But let me tell you what's going on.
Yeah.
This is the feedback that I finally got from the last person I talked to. They said that so many black people are really in tune with their mental health now that many of them are
Hmm.
booked, and I get it, right? That made
Yes.
sense to me, right? But
Yes.
looking to help create more people like that. Like if your son is going to school and trying to be a therapist or trying to get into certain industries, like that's what real youth mentoring is about. We're looking to help them navigate that so that we can bring them on, one, for us, but so that other people can have that resource. But there just aren't a lot of people who have interest in mentoring because there's always so much, there's a stigma attached to it these days. And there's so much, battle of the sexes and division between the men and the women in our community that a lot of dudes just really don't have time because a lot of not a lot, there's a loud voice of women who are saying, men ain't this and men ain't that. And it's just
They're
like,
not helping.
they're not really helping the situation. But then when the kid gets to 15, 16, 17, and he's becoming a terror in the streets, so to speak, then it's like, well, men need to step up. Well, you have to allow us to play our role and play our part in the beginning, if that makes any sense.
Tim,
right?
do you see this map?
Yeah.
This is where these ring cameras are connected to the police forces.
That's crazy.
So when y'all sit here and say, well, Ericka, why and these kids is busting in these doors and breaking legs. Listen, I didn't say these kids can't be accountable. I just want y'all to understand what we're looking at. Okay? They're putting your kid's face in these systems, in these apps.
In these databases. You got to
These
call it
databases.
It's a database. And when your child makes a mistake at 13, 14, and then he corrects his ways, and now he's 21 trying to apply for something that requires a security clearance, how's that going to benefit him long term if they pull up something when he was a kid? Somebody smart in the chat might say, well, he was a juvenile. That don't mean nothing to them folks. That don't mean nothing.
Okay, so I want you to understand that I'm always a libertarian. I'm like, less cameras, less police. But I know with the recession coming and porch thievery and all this stuff, we need more cameras. Okay, we do need them to defend ourselves. But when you have ring partnering, basically watching your stuff, it's crazy. So here it is. The thing is, Tim, men in the inner city are trying to keep up and look and act like young boys. There's not too many guys like yourself, in my opinion.
Let's talk about that. Can we talk about that?
Talk about it.
Ricardo always dropping them gems, ain't he?
I know he come through.
Listen, Ricardo, I talk about that on social media about. Can I cuss on here, Ericka? Can I cuss?
It's a late night show. Go ahead. I ain't worried about it.
I talk about that a lot. How a lot of these old niggas are trying to be young niggas, and it's embarrassing. It's like, remember when we used to go to the club, but it was the old dude in the club with the superstarch jeans and the gold bracelet on. It's like, Paw, get home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that VA check just hit today, and I know these young tenderonis are out, but my dude, get home.
And they're advocating for that. Be 50 years old and hop and search and basically be a predator for 25-year-olds. Now, we always had old dudes doing that, but like, y'all advocating for that? Okay.
But listen, Ericka, look, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. And I might upset some people, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All these podcasts and all these YouTube channels that talk about culture, all they do is bring these old niggas that were relevant in the 90s and the 2000s to tell these old stories. And now it's like we're reliving all this stuff from 20 years ago. And it's making people relevant again, and then that's who they're following. And it's like when I talk
you talking about that old pimp out of California? He done blew up. I'm like, y'all, this man got so much Beijing on his beard. He gray. Anyway, go ahead.
And when I talk to these old cats, because I deal with a lot of rappers and people, I say, man, why are y'all still perpetuating the same narrative, man? Like, we did that stuff 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting worse with social media, and it's like, well, that's who's paying them. So now it's like cats like me, when I open my mouth and say, hey, this needs to be done this way, here comes somebody always trying to find the divide. Well, what about the girls? Well, I can't, there's
exactly. If I sit here and talk, if I come on the channel and they say we're taking men accountability, Ericka, you need to be on the women. It's not my job to go out and talk to every woman in the United States to tell her get her stuff together. That's not my job, baby.
It's a catch-22 because on social media, all they talk about is, how niggas ain't shit all day. But then if you get somebody like me who's like, all right, man, let's become better men. What about the women? So I just start flat out telling them, like, I made a video and I pinned it. I said, don't come in my comments asking what about the women. It's not my job at this point. The women are not statistically losing in every category. The men are.
Yeah.
Black boys are losing in every statistical category.
Chicago, 50% black male unemployment, Chicago. And people like, Ericka, it's the nepotism, it's this, that. Baby, we got too many online remote businesses out here that y'all can work online. 50% in a city of Chicago. I remember this lady said that she was in San Diego. Was it San Diego? She was in somewhere in California. She said the only choice she had was to date black men who were selling drugs or military guys. I said, come on now. Come on. We got to get better with this. This is getting ridiculous.
And here's the thing, Ericka. This is what I challenge people because, you know, you know, the turd will always float to the top of the toilet, right?
Yeah.
There's so many dope black men right now who are doing amazing things.
Doing
I know.
it.
I work with them. They're my clients. We're friends. And I challenge them like, yo, the narrative is it ain't no good brother out there. And that's just false. 10% of the stuff we see, 10% of the stuff in our community is 100% of what we see online as the representation of who we are. And that's not just with black men, that's with black women too. You know, the ghetto, the extra stuff that you see, that makes up 10 to 20% of our community. That's not the full representation, but that's what's the loudest. And
that's
so
what's
it's up to
marketed.
the men. Yeah, it's up to the men out there to say, hey, let's do it. Like, let's show an alternative. But a lot of them are so jaded because whenever they try to reach out and do something, here come people clapping at them, talking about what they ain't doing. It's just like, well, man, I'm making my money over here. I ain't even got to deal with y'all.
Well, also, I think Diamond Dave talked about it. And this is what I'm thinking too, is Diamond say, like, you're trying to teach these kids they can never make a mistake. How come white people can make all these mistakes, Hispanic people make mistakes, but the black kids say, well, that's your problem. You shouldn't have made a mistake. Throw away the key. I don't think we have to throw away the key on these young boys who we can pull aside and be like, hey, baby, what you doing? You don't be going on that woman porch again. If I catch you on the porch again, we got to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, there's be consequences. Now, when I did post that post in the community, so I can be honest, when the 15-year-old girl went and stabbed that girl at the parade, hey, that's crossing the level. We don't have to take her, go and put her sit out and time out for a minute. But these kids that are doing simple, silly mess, again, where are they getting this ideal to do this from? I mean, and this is the part about the black community that frustrates me. Everybody making six figures online. Everybody daddy got a new car, but these kids don't have no money. Why they don't have no money? Why are they feeling the need to go steal something out of somebody's house? Right? So again, we have to have real conversations here.
A lot of these cats are doing stuff for content. I knew this kid that came from a 2-parent home, and I always tell a kid, if you have dental insurance, you didn't struggle, right?
Listen, the teeth I'm seeing out here, yes.
Grew up with dental insurance, and he started rapping. So then he started getting into the streets, doing stuff in the streets to solidify his raps. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all. Think about it. His thing was he wanted to be real, right? So you come from a 2-parent home with a health plan and a dental plan in the suburbs, but now you're a rapper and you out there hitting licks and robbing people because you want your raps to be real. Like, it's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my life. But nobody's guiding these kids, right? And then when they go out there and make the mistake, what happens is they get locked up, go to the feds, go to the pen. They come home 30, 35, and it's like, man, I shouldn't have did that. I wish somebody would have talked to me. Well, you got somebody out here that's talking to you, right? So now it's up to the parents to get these kids to these programs to show up. Because I tell you what, if little Johnny had a football tournament in Arizona or a basketball tournament in Florida, you find a way to get to Florida, but you can't.
They doing GoFundMes. They doing fish fries. They doing all of it. Like that black guy that just got stabbed in Florida. I'm sad he died, but he was on the internet telling everybody he rich. His girlfriend was telling everybody he rich, and now his family got to GoFundMe. Come on, man. And he was talking bad about black people. Like, we're Nigerian, we got money. Why your family got to GoFundMe right now on the internet? There's a lot of stuff that people got to stop this faking on this internet. We need the help. The community needs the help. And one of my missions is every time I told you about that time I was on Jason Black channel and black people were calling in from Dallas to ain't no opportunity in Dallas. I said, Dallas, Texas? The same Dallas, Texas, black people are moving in from California too? Nah, man.
There's so much money to be made on here. Here's the thing. Opportunity is what you make it. It's how you find it. You can literally start a business from your smartphone today. Like, y'all, I remember when I started researching real estate when I was a sophomore in high school, I had to go to the library. You know what I'm saying? This was in 1999, 1998. I had to go to the library to research what a real estate agent, what a real estate broker was. That was back when we had the AOL CDs for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, literally everything you need is at your fingertips. So I think that it's because there's so much access to information. I don't know if people just get stagnated, but man, you just gotta want it. Like we're living for what it looks like versus what it is. And you know me, I don't like that flashy stuff. You know, I understand lifestyle marketing, I get it, but I mean, a lot of people will go out there. We're hustling for the cherry on top and not the cake. And
Mhm.
we gotta flip that. You gotta start hustling for the cake, not the cherry on top. Somebody said
Yeah.
that good old AOL.
You know, Tim, here's the thing. I told you here in Austin, they gave all this grant money for the minorities to get these coding classes. They put all these signs by East Austin. Well, minority people ain't over there no more like that. And then they put the signs up here near Pflugerville and near Round Rock. And when I went to look at the program, the picture showed me it was nothing but a bunch of, inside hand children. And I was like, yo, what happened? They gave this money to the city for minorities and we couldn't find no kids or we couldn't
We
advertise.
don't
What's
show
the
up.
problem?
We
Huh?
show up. Listen, I did an event called 20 Ways to Make Money on Social Media.
Hmm.
I had 20 kids show up to that, 25. Now, this
Uh-huh.
one on trucking is sold out. We're going to probably have about 100 people that already
'Cause
registered.
I'm telling you,
Um,
black people, they all know a trucker.
with truck, right? But my thing is on a Saturday, our biggest competition is sports. So
Mhm.
people will spend the time, effort, energy, and money to get their kids to practice when only was it less than 1% of the people make it to the league collectively. And if they do get to the league, they only play for 2 years, if that, versus teaching your kids how to become a pro at business, right? And it's like,
Oh,
I
let
don't
me
know
show
if
you
it's
this
because they,
guy I
yeah,
want you
they
to
can't
connect with.
conceive it or
Go ahead.
what.
Keep going. Keep talking.
I don't know if it's they can't conceive it or what. So that's why we need to start creating stuff for the adults as well. And I'm all open to it. Like if there's some adults that's struggling with concepts, let me know. Because sometimes our boys will come to a meeting and we put them like we lace them with a bunch of game, and they go home and try to talk to their mom or their dad about it, and their dad don't know what we talking about. So then they, instead of them just saying, "I don't know what you're talking about," they'll discredit us and make it seem like we full of shit. And it's like, no, we not.
Because they
Like we
haven't been
actually genius.
exposed.
They haven't
They
been
haven't been
exposed to it.
exposed.
So yeah.
So this guy right here, former NFL player, right? And he tells you, I got cut multiple times. It didn't work out. And I came here and somebody said, now but he ain't broke. He has some money left over, very little. And so he started YouTube talking about money. Now, many people get mad because it's like, well, these people ain't licensed talking about money. And my response is, so what? Most of us aren't going to licensed people. Some of y'all are going to H&R Block to get your taxes done this year, and some of y'all doing them yourselves. So we need
We'll pay.
people
We'll
in the
pay for a
space.
scam. We'll pay. We'll spend so much money on a scam, Ericka.
Thank you.
And then when
And
somebody's really trying to genuinely teach you something from their life experience, we got to see credentials. Like,
yeah,
man,
this
get out of here with that
boy
shit.
literally got cut multiple times on football. That was his goal, and now he's like, okay, I want to learn everything. I want to learn about dividends, stocks, REITs. I'm learning all of it. He's making money off YouTube, and he's showing you how to reinvest it. His brother is a photographer. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a real person. And this is what I want to show these black boys. This is a young man, fit, still in great shape. Cut multiple times off, before the lights came on, if that makes sense. And so when y'all don't pay attention, this is what happens. His name is Zeke, right? He's recommending that black hair care. No. But no, I really if given an opportunity, you should connect to somebody. Y'all should be able to connect with him. Um, as a sports representative. We're gonna figure out how to do it this summer. We're gonna figure it out.
Hey,
But
we're gonna figure out. Like, we might, like I said, we did 20 ways to make $1 million in sports without playing the game, and it blew the kids' mind how many different
mhm.
ways you can make money. Um, we just got to expose our kids to more, but the parents and the adults have to be open to it as well. I mean, I'm not the people that are here watching this video. You're the people in your family who feels crazy during Thanksgiving dinner, who feels crazy during Christmas dinner because you get around your family talking about all these opportunities and everybody's shutting you out and telling you it ain't gonna work
Yep.
or they don't listen to you, right? So the people that are watching this aren't our target audience, right? When it comes to getting people to do better for themselves, because the people here are doing better for themselves. If am I right or am I on the
Mhm.
right page, right? It's the people who have fear
Mhm.
and don't really have value within themselves and who don't really know how to do it. And what I said with us as black people, we got to just show them. Like, stop trying to bring people along and
Yep.
just do it and then show the result. You know what I'm saying? The idea is the validation. You don't need to get validation from anybody to get them to come with you. The idea is the validation. Once you get that idea, run with it. And then when people say, dang, how'd you come up? This is how I came up. Come over here and see it. I'm just like you. I'm from the same place. And some people going to hate on you. Hey, leave them alone.
Mhm.
Leave them behind. They was going to hate anyway. But
Yeah.
there's going to be people going to say, hey, how do I do it?
Listen, he said, back when I was a kid, we cost a business thousands of dollars in repair, theft, and damages. Signed up for the army, and the record got expunged. Judge told me, son, the army will give you all the discipline you need.
You know what, man? There's a lot of stories like that, and
And now you are a fully functioning adult. It's not on your record.
not on your record. And I don't necessarily. I was in the military. I don't promote the military, but if a kid needs discipline and needs structure and needs to get away from their environment, I'll say go to the military, right? Um, because it does provide that for you. Everybody's not ready for college, and some people aren't really ready for the real world, and that can definitely get you right. But
If you
nowadays,
take that ASVAB right, there's one of the U classy climbers. He was hanging out in the streets of Alabama. Little guy. He's a great guy. Dominic's a great guy. He joined the military, got in the tech side, was able to come out getting that 130,000 a year job. He was like, 4 years is enough for me. I
my
know how to get a
nephew,
job.
my nephew did it. He took the ASVAB, got a really high score, got a
Mhm.
really, really good job, and is getting job offers now.
He's
For
like,
six
yeah, I'm
figure
gonna go
jobs.
ahead and I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace out, army.
Yeah.
So it's not always a bad thing. I think also too, from what I've seen, when I can tell the difference somebody who went in the military and left a town and had to be responsible. Because army, they don't care. You responsible for what I mean? You're responsible for your left and your right kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Can you put Lisa Mills's comment about people reaching for the highest branch? I want to talk about that if we got a minute.
Where we at? I got my glasses on. Stop playing with me.
Put them specs
Is
on.
this one? You see me over
Let's
here. You see me over here like
let's
this.
let's talk about that.
Looking like
Read
my
that
aunt.
for me.
What?
You want me to read it? You gonna read it?
You read it.
Says people reach for the highest branch they can see. They need to see other branches, aka other people doing things. Let me tell y'all something. That's a word. You know, we want to. I play baseball. That's the only sport I ever played. And my analogy is, the thing about baseball is, it's not about hitting the home run. It's about getting the first base. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many people, they sleep on getting to first base. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, just get the first base. If you can get the first
Yeah.
base, you can make your way home. But see, we want to step up to the plate and hit a home run at every at bat. And in life, like when I consult
That
with
ain't never
people, or people
happened.
come and talk to me, like people, I get 18, 19, 20-year-olds reaching out to me all the time. Mr. Tim, can you tell me about real estate? I tell them it's a grind. It's going to cost you time. But yeah, but I want to make $1 million. Man, come back to me 10 years from now when you're ready mentally. Because right
Yeah.
now, you just want to go out there and sell 1 or 2
And,
houses, make a
and
couple
take a
hundred bucks,
picture.
and go to
Picture in front of
Miami.
houses.
Yeah. Like,
Take pictures in front of houses.
we got to start embracing the process. We got to start embracing the failure that's associated with success. I can't tell you everything I've succeeded at, but I can tell you everything I failed at. And
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you how that failure shaped me to be a better person to reach success. But too often we don't want to look stupid. We don't want to look dumb. We don't want to look like failures. Like, that's a part of the process. Like, the low hanging fruit sometimes will keep you fed. Like,
Yeah.
get that low hanging fruit and then build up enough to get to the height, get to the top. But too often we want the top, and that's just unrealistic. No one gets to the top on their first swing. It's crazy. And we got to get out of that mindset of thinking that we need that. Stop buying cars before you buy houses. Stop buying the stuff that's going to depreciate in value and not make you any money, and give you any leverage financially. Stop trying to outshine people that don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying?
Don't care. Listen, honey. Somebody said to me off camera, off to the side. They're like, "Man, I love how you change circles and you keep on moving." I said, "What you talking about?" And she's like, "I was at an event and it was just mixed group of people. And I was taking pictures and I posted it." She said, "Then you at another event. You just because you should be able to speak to different people in life. You should be able to speak to different people in life. You shouldn't be so limited that you can't move access confidently through different rooms." And so that's what I want most people to understand. And Tim, the video you did about don't become a realtor, I've been sharing that for months because I think, you know, you know, the internet's been like, oh, I'm just gonna go there. Oh, these Hispanic people taking all the construction jobs and this is happening. This happened. I said, well, brother, there's home appraisers, there's home inspectors. Like, you can get into the housing market. You don't have to be a realtor, and you can make money. There's a million ways
We
in real
always
estate to
think
make
it's
money.
one way. We always think it's only one way. Like, we got to get out that mindset. There's so many ways to make money in real estate.
So many.
Like, literally, being an agent is the last stop.
Title company, mortgage broker, all these steps that you can take. And people be like, I'm gonna be a realtor. I'm like, okay. I don't even fight it no more. I'll be like, okay. Good luck.
Never sold anything. Don't know how
Don't
grimy
like
sales is.
sales. Don't like sales.
Man,
So Tim, now this I agree with, right? People, if they don't see it, they can't be it, right? That kind of thing. Where do we access it? How do we get them to see it? Are we going in middle school? Are we going in the neighborhood? Where are we going to get these kids to see it?
I go to elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools and just
Mhm.
talk to kids. Every time I go, I take cash. I give kids an opportunity to make cash while I'm there. I typically do a little exercise where I require somebody to come up and volunteer. And typically nobody wants to get up and volunteer. And the person who comes up and volunteers, I'll always give them $100. And then everybody's like, "Oh," I said, "All right, let me get another volunteer." And everybody jumps up. I'm like, "Oh no, I'm good. I just needed that one." And then I say, what we learned here today was
You got to be
the
ready.
person that gets up and asserts themselves, not knowing what's going to take place, who doesn't care about what it looks like on the other side, who's not afraid, or maybe afraid, but their fears don't let them overcome them. They're the person who's going to always win in life. And it never fails, Ericka. The kids that always come up to the front first are always the top students in the class. They
Mhm.
always have the best grades. When I ask the teacher how are they when it comes to not getting in trouble, they typically are the kids that get in trouble. Like they're the future leaders. So
Mhm.
when I go and do that exercise and I come back and I say, all right, I need a volunteer. Everybody wants to volunteer, right? Like you just got
Mhm.
to show up and show them. Like I go to these schools and you know I don't wear a suit and tie because a lot of times people feel like you got to show up to these schools and wag your finger at them and tell them you need to do better. No, I go in there with a t-shirt and some Jordans on, and I look the part and I'm relatable. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because a lot of kids can't relate to a suit and tie cat unless he a preacher. You know?
Well, also too, um, I've noticed the rise of these young men starting podcasts, and there's the one black kid who I think is Say Cheese TV. I mean, that's old. That's 2012 old. He doing a blog, and he doing posts, and very, with spicy headlines. Like I saw, I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I saw white people and black people doing that 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and so these young kids are learning via the internet. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are. And it's like a lot of times we get so far behind. Like I don't know, Erica. Like people don't understand the investment that can come from you purchasing a $200 course or $300 course with somebody
Hmm.
online that's doing it right now versus
Hmm.
going on YouTube watching 30 or 40 videos of people who are going to tell
50
you 30 or 40
videos.
ways. Like the person that's telling you that course has made the mistakes.
Hmm.
Like trust the process, but there's too many people in your ear telling you what you should or should not do, and we don't follow one person. Like with me, if I see something that I like, I'll follow one person and see how they're doing it. I'll try their
Hmm.
way. If their way works, I'll stick to it. If their way doesn't work, I'll go a different direction. But I make sure I commit to that process the entire way through before I go spend some more money. But what
Yeah.
happens too often, we buy a course or we buy something we think that we're supposed to become millionaires overnight. And what we miss in the process is the process that it took for
Hmm.
that person to get there. It takes 2 years to become an overnight success.
Oh, yes. That's a
Yeah.
listen, I tell y'all this. My favorite saying is 2 to 5 years. You'll have people come in and out of YouTube 2 to 5 years, depending on what you do with that money. This is why you have to be educating yourself. Depending on what you do with that money is what it's gonna look like on the backside of that. There's a lot of people running up. I don't know if you ever heard of vegan. What's her name? I'm Surviving Vegan. She
Hmm.
showed a picture where 3 years ago, her and her husband was sleeping on the floor. Basically, their bed was on the floor in a tiny Florida apartment this big, where the kitchen you could see the stove and everything. And they were like, "Look, we gonna do it. We gonna tell people about veganism and how it's good for our health, and we gonna make a plan." And they followed somebody's $50 course, and they done made $3 million in 3 years, telling people about how to eat better. They are lucky because they hit right before the pandemic. Pandemic came, everybody like, oh, I need to eat better. I need to drink. I need to take care of my stomach and my body and my health. But that comes from making a decision and making a plan. The phone is all she had. They had was a phone and a laptop, Tim. That's what they had. And people really overthinking it.
You true. You true. You're right about that.
So Tim, how can we help you?
Honestly,
How can we sponsor more kids? How can we help you get in front of more kids? What can we do as the community?
first things first, yeah, go to www.reallyouthmentoring.org.
Hmm.
You can sign up to become a monthly donor for as low as $19 a month, or you can give a
Mhm.
one-time donation. We prefer the monthly donors because we keep you up to date on the things
Breasted.
we have going abreast. Yeah, yeah.
I
I was
used to
gonna
love
say,
saying that as a kid.
um,
Breasted.
but also visit there, check me out, check us out. Don't say me, I say them, and look at what we're doing in the community. I have a very long track record of being in my community.
Mhm.
Can't nobody pull my card on that. Nobody. I don't care who you are.
You can't listen. You
We don't.
can't pull nobody. If somebody's a worker,
Yeah, you
I
can't
keep
pull
trying
my
to tell
card on
y'all,
that.
if somebody's a worker, they work, and you
Yeah.
can't do nothing about that.
Secondly, I do a lot of stuff on my own page at Tim Jackson now on
Mhm.
Instagram. Um, Beginning to shift the focus more so on the mentoring program because all this, social stuff, I enjoy it. I love coming to your page and watching videos,
Mhm.
but I got to focus on these kids because right now I just don't see it getting better at all for our kids. And
Mhm.
we need to find more men who subscribe to what we're talking about. This isn't a
And you
pull
can
up.
you know you can do it. I through Instagram. We'll talk more about it. I know you didn't see my live, but
Yeah.
they changed the advertising on Instagram. So
Yeah, they janky now. But like
well,
we have the truck
yeah.
event coming up right there, the Making Money in
Mhm.
Trucking on the 23rd. Um,
Mhm.
like we're bringing in a guy who's really known in the trucking, industry. He
They
won
hire
40.
convicts. Yeah.
Yeah, he hires convicts. Like he's put more convicts on the road and put more money in their pocket than anybody.
Mhm.
He's pushing the real prison reform movement. We're teaching our kids about that. I got the documentary coming out, How to Kill a Black Man. We're going to talk about all the things that black men find themselves being entangled with in society,
Entanglements.
and we're going to talk about ways to avoid those things. We're not looking for a one size fit all, waving a magic wand, because statistics are what they are. Everyone's
Mhm.
not going to be great. Everyone's not going to be good. Some people can't even be mediocre, right? But for the
Mhm.
people who actually want to change in their life, we provide solutions. That's a picture of me. I've been speaking at colleges. I think that was at Prairie View A&M
Mhm.
University. I was at Texas State where you came down and visited.
I was lost looking for the children's.
Just creating solutions. I'm a solutions guy. Anybody who I stay away from butter folks. And what a butter folk is a person that always says,
But
yeah, but
what about these
I don't
kids
do
kicking your
butter
door
folk.
in? If
Uh,
you a 6 foot tall man, kick them back.
yeah, I don't
Like,
do
let's
butter
stop
folks. So
tripping.
if we provide a solution and then you provide a problem, I just
Ignore
distance
you.
myself. I don't even give you the time of day because we're solutions oriented. A person that finds the problem in every solution is going to be the person that doesn't want to change or doesn't want to see any change, and we just ain't got time for that.
Can't tell you how
So
happy I see these pictures, Tim. These kids are happy to be in this picture. It's on social media. And who knows when they go home how people react to them being at college. That's all I'm gonna say.
man, when I tell you these kids had so much fun, they're still inboxing me to this day. I actually sponsored one kid who was in something who did an
Mhm.
event. Um, like this is what we do. You know what I'm saying? And sadly, I feel like I'm by myself sometimes because whenever say black man,
Mhm.
um, it just turns people off. I don't know what that's about. Some people gonna talk about how well these kids need to, and it's just like, man, I don't nobody want to hear that shit, man. Like
Are
I'm
you
here
talking
for
about
the solution.
can you explain to me the Judge Joe Brown thing? Because I was listening and I cut off before you finished. Talking about these
Which
people be out
one?
here. You said something about these men be turning into Judge Joe Brown out here.
Oh no, I don't recall saying that. But what I
How
said,
they be talking to people. They don't be talking to them in the right way or something you
well,
said.
well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. When old heads used to come to our school and talk to
Mhm.
us, they would talk to us about these conforming type ways. Like no one ever taught us about entrepreneurship. It was about go get a good job and
Mhm.
do well for white folks. Like don't embarrass us in front of white people. Essentially,
Mhm.
is always the message. We don't teach that. We teach our kids to go out there and start businesses, or if you're gonna get into corporate America, get into a job, like eliminate as much debt as you can and obtain wealth so that you can put yourself in a position to match your income. That's what I did when I was in corporate America. And then
Mhm.
you move on, or if you want to stay there, because there's good jobs in corporate America that are going to benefit you long term. I don't shit on jobs. You know what I'm saying? I made my money in my
Listen,
job. You know what I'm
them
saying?
tech jobs is paying
Well, listen,
half a mil. Some of them.
I built my real estate company by having a job, so I'll never crap on a job. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone else. Good work ethic is good work ethic anywhere, and if you invest properly with real estate and or stocks or trucks or whatever, then you can be financially sound.
Mhm.
But don't be the person that come in the comments or come around talking about yeah, but or telling me your sob story. You know, your sob story ain't my sob story, and maybe there was something that you did wrong that you could have done better, and maybe you need to try it again. But don't quit.
Well,
Um,
also too, people listen. I think a lot of people came on YouTube to feel like they were talking to younger men and giving them advice. This is the real world. Tim's doing what's in the real world, not just YouTube talking for hours and hours and hours in circles, but actually the real world task that takes putting on events, taking kids places, talking to them, acknowledging their existence. And that's something, I mean, I'm not trying to be funny. I was in Dallas and this black man, maybe 5'4". I'm not trying to make on the fun of his height, but he had tattoos on his face and he was trying to sell me some, some kind of raffle ticket or something. And I looked at him, I was like, damn, brother, like I feel bad for him because he had a wonderful speaking voice and probably could have been in sales, but that's before he got them damn face tattoos. You see what I'm saying? And people needed to pull him aside and talk to him. And so I always have a spot, a soft spot for people who, who could be doing something different. So you're doing stuff in the real world, and,
and
and
that's
that,
what
and
I'm
that's a
doing.
big
And you
thing.
know what? It's not popular right now, but I don't do it for popularity. But I'm a history major. I got my master's degree in history. One thing I know about history is that it always repeats itself, and that
For
people
sure.
always catch up when something is happening. So I'm not expecting for a lot of people to support what we got going on right now because it's
Now,
not
when we on the
popular.
Breakfast Club, don't
Yeah,
talk
but
to me
when
and
we
Tim
on,
because
when
I'm
I
a
get on these big
because I'm gonna slide up
platforms,
in that room. I'm be like,
yeah,
I was
yeah, I'm
supporting him
petty too.
since from
I take notes.
2002.
All the people that's hating on me,
Tim,
saying it ain't gonna work
listen,
out. I keep a. You
Tim,
remember when Martin?
the
You
the
remember Martin?
petty,
Yeah, when
the
Martin
the
CD player
list of
got sold.
names is
Yeah,
growing.
I keep
I'm
that
like,
list going, and our
listen,
boys do need.
I got invited to speak overseas.
I
Y'all ain't gonna say
heard.
shit. I'm be like, I'm a paid international speaker. I don't have to put up with that. You ain't talking to me like that. Get off my channel. You're blocked.
I'm so proud of you, man. I can't wait to hear about this.
Tim out here speaking in school tomorrow. I'm proud of you, man. Tim out here speaking all over the United States. Talking about, oh, you good, you good. No,
You
but I'm
know what,
excited for
man?
you
We got to
because
show
there's
people
more
what it
schools.
looks like to
Yeah,
to big people up. You know, it's so many people that won't shout people out online because they
look at it. Look,
anticipate falling out with them later. Like if I'm
read,
shouting you
read
out
it,
today,
read it.
we'll
Come
say,
on, history
"Come on,
major. She
history
said,
major." Hey, grad level history major. I ain't made no money with that degree, but you know what? I know where
but
I'm
you know
going.
things. You know things though.
But no, I'm a big fan of aligning myself with people that's doing big things. I don't mind showing you love. I don't anticipate falling out with people. A lot of times people they're afraid to show love online because if they fall out later, then there's videos of them bigging somebody up.
It's a
Shit, that happened.
shame.
I bigged you up when I bigged you up. If I ain't fooling with you later, I ain't fooling with you later. But right now, you doing that your thing. So let's just give you your credit.
Yeah.
We got
Give
to get
people
out
they
of this shit. We
give
don't.
people they flowers while they alive. Listen, there's a post if I can't remember. I think I shared it on Instagram. It said, I liked your comment because I just support your energy. Right. And I was like, I literally get on Instagram and be like. I'll
Boy,
say great,
boy,
great,
you all
great,
right
great.
with me. You be all
I
in my
like great,
story.
great, 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 great. And people be like, Erica, you so nice. Like if y'all hear some of these content creators, the stuff that people say to them that's so nasty. Like I've always been able to meet people because they're like, Erica, you the only person saying something nice in my comments. I'm like, damn, really? So, be nice, literally be respectful to people, congratulate them. It's enough of us out there hating, like congratulating, keep it pushing.
Somebody said they never use a degree, would just do I'm an avid researcher too. I'm all about researching numbers, documents. Uh, so that's why I can say I make money doing that. You know what I'm saying for my own business. But
Well, I'm just to tell you the truth. When Tim says history repeats herself, when I sit here and tell y'all Kamala is lock 'em up Kamala, you know what I'm saying? They gon' you know,
man, I done lost friends talking about politics, man. You
well,
know
I'm
I'm an
just no, I'm just
independent.
saying history repeats itself. If my biggest concern reason I bring Tim on the channel, y'all, is I see when I go to Atlanta and them little boys are selling water on the side of the street all year long, day, night long, cold, winter, heat, hot. I'm like, listen, we got to do something about this. This is just like we got to find something for them to be into other than this. And it upsets me because I know somebody in Atlanta's thinking the same thing.
That's how I feel when I see kids selling stuff on the side of the road, like
Candies and shit.
for
I be like, come on,
fundraisers and
y'all.
stuff.
Yeah.
We actually taught a class on how to do a fundraiser. Man, nobody showed up. I invited so many football teams and stuff. Did none of them come.
Oh, look at that. That's so nice. D, thank you for the $20 super chat. She said, I don't know. I'm just gonna read it. We're gonna take it. We're gonna read it. I know Doctor U. We ain't gotta say his name. Didn't get it done. However, I don't have the ability, but I will donate $500 a month to contribute to a school that teaches Black boys technology or Space Force prep. You know, if you can find it out there, if you can't find it, create it. You know what I'm saying? Or part time teach it. My biggest thing is these kids have these cell phones and they can see who's speaking to them and who cares. And so, you know, my goal is to get Tim at least 1,000 kids at some kind of summer program. We got to figure out how to get
I
it
can't
done.
get it without y'all. You know, we getting ready to take this show on the road. I've already made connections with someone in Charlotte, in Houston, in Atlanta. I'm looking to get in touch with somebody in San Diego. We're trying to get to Detroit, to Chicago. I already have a connection in Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Louis. Like, if you watching this and you feel like that the boys in your community can benefit from a 20 Ways conference, like, y'all need to follow me and get at me and let me know what that looks like. Because I will hop on a plane and come meet you and we'll run that play. Anybody know me? I'll be on them planes, don't I, E?
You do
I will pull
listen.
up. I will pull
You
up
be
on
on that
your
American Airlines, but it's okay.
experience. Huh?
You be on that American Airlines. I can't. They so ghetto.
They
be
so
making me
janky,
upset.
man. They had your boy stuck in Orlando for a whole day, man. Just got back.
So I'm not even trying to be funny and I'm not trying to stunt, but I'm on this phone and there was somebody I was nice to when they moved to Austin. They literally just contact me and say, listen, I can pay you $500. I just got on with a major marketing companies and I'm gonna name it because it ain't gonna hurt nobody. Zapier. Y'all got to be nice to people. Y'all got to be nice to people and talk to people with some respect. Put some respect on their name. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to reach out to me. But I'm telling y'all, out here, there's opportunities on this internet to connect. There's opportunities on this internet to show these kids. There's opportunities on the internet for me and Tim to promote this, go find more places for us to go and open up events for kids, make them free, right? Because I don't remember how much you charge for this event. It's a free event, right?
Free 99. We never
Right, right,
charge
right.
for these types of events. The only thing we ask is that people donate to our events, and we got great donors, you guys. We have great donors. So y'all become a donor. It's $19 a month. Like, you can do it from 19 to 20. I have a dude that actually sends $100 a month. Like, y'all, we make really good with that money. Like, I don't take a salary, you know. At this point, I don't. I'm not gonna say I won't in the future. Who knows? Even though I'm retired, but we don't take any salaries, you know. Everything that we do goes back to the community. We have to spend the money. If you know anything about nonprofit, you got to spend the money. So, you know, like, let's get it, man. I have a track record. You can pull up and see what I've done. You can pull up and talk to people who've been impacted by us paying to have their records expunged. Uh, you know, us helping people when their houses burn down. Like, I used to didn't post that stuff, but now I post it
Post
because,
it.
you know, if it ain't on the internet, it didn't happen. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, so we got kids in the military. We got kids in college. Yeah, we doing our thing. We doing our thing. I ain't gonna even front like we ain't. We doing our thing at Real Youth Mentor.
Hey, I'm gonna send you this link too, because you're gonna do it too. What I just got a text.
All
You can
right,
get you $500. You can give it to the youth mentor, or you can do whatever you want with it.
let's do it.
But all right, look, you guys, I brought Tim out here because I really respect what he does. It's not a lot of people out here doing it in the real world. There's a lot of internet men. I'm talking to the men on the internet. Nah, like get in these streets and talk to these real men. You know, in the real world where the sunlight hits your face. And
Do it, man.
Tiffany,
Can you put my social
Tim,
media handle on there
yeah,
so they
you
can
need
look?
to say it again. Tim, this lady asked, where can we send donations? You gotta say the
Oh yeah,
website
yeah.
again.
So let's do it. So you want to put it up there for me really quick, or do you want me to put it in the group? Where do you want me to do?
Uh,
So
share
let
your
me do it right
screen.
now.
Do you have the
Everyone,
website
if you
pulled
put
up?
your notes, so www.realyouth. Let me see.
Sharing the
Just
screen,
post
or
the
you want me to?
website in the notes. You want to pin that comment I just put up there?
Yes. Let me see. Where you put it?
It just popped up. I just posted. So look in your notes.
In the private chat?
No, on YouTube, player.
Oh, okay, okay. At Tim Jackson now.
No, the one right above that.
Where?
Okay, you can leave that one up.
Oh no, you got to send it to me in the private chat because it won't let you post the link.
Well, if you
That's why I was
leave that
like,
right there up, so just leave that up right there.
yeah, at
Um,
Tim Jackson now. Go over to his.
yeah, my link tree has everything for Real Youth Mentoring, everything there. So you guys, you know, sign up. Click on the free event for boys. You'll see the free event for boys. That's Real Youth Mentoring. Click on that. It's going to take you to it. And matter of fact, let me get that. You know, your people are super savvy. So let me
Mm-hmm.
get on here right now and make sure they have that. Hold on a second. And Ericka, I want to thank you so much. Like, you know what? You have conversations about stuff that a lot of people are just too afraid to talk about.
Because it's my business. It's my platform. I build it
Yeah,
like I
man.
want. It's my house. People ain't gonna come put their feet on my couch.
You know, Ericka, I remember when I first met you, man. You were just so humble and so quiet,
Button up.
man.
Man, listen, when you come out here and people be hitting your ankles every day, you be like, listen, y'all, people can only take so much of y'all hitting their ankles.
People can only take so much. So this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to my link tree. I'm about to add a link right now. And I'm gonna call it Real Youth Mentoring. I already have something on there for the 20 ways to make money, but I don't want you all to get confused when you see that. So I'm just gonna put Real Youth Mentoring, and I want you all to check me out. Like, see what I'm doing. Like, and if I'm out of pocket, like, call me out. You know what I'm saying? I like a little accountability. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm about to put right now Real Youth Mentoring. Become a donor. And if y'all want to do it, do it. If you got any questions, hit me up.
Fushima
Right?
Jones said, big ups, Tim. I relied on black men, black firefighters, frats, NOI when I was raising my son. Hey, that's real talk.
That's real talk. And there's
everybody need a little help.
Everybody need a little help. You know, a lot of parents are very, very savvy, and they understand that it does take a village, and it's not about how I feel about a certain situation. Like, you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And there's men out there who are.
There you go, y'all. Y'all see it? It's the link tree.
It's at the very top.
I know, but I'm just showing the link tree.
Oh, yeah,
on the link tree.
And there you go. That's it. You'll click on it real quick.
No, because my computer been acting janky.
Oh, janky computer?
I know. I got like too many damn windows. It'll just be like spinning.
Go
Mr. Purpose on there.
Type in www.realyouthmentoring.org.
No, I'm serious. It's gonna slow down.
Hold on. Minute. Okay, no.
Oh yeah, hold on. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second and try to do it.
Yeah, you got 30 screens up, E.
I know. I listen, ADHD, baby. Y'all. I got it. It worked. Hold on. Here. It didn't spin that long. You. Yeah, I'm big on I can't do the medicine they be trying to put you on. You got to actually learn how to live life too.
Somebody talking about my Elon Musk. Is that my post? My Elon Musk post on Twitter?
Here you go. Can y'all see it?
It looks good. So if you scroll down and you'll see the link right below that is going to say become a donor.
Also, Tim, you know what I've learned on this social media? People about the being humble thing is people enjoy you being yourself. They really do.
Man, I ain't never being humble again. People can kiss my ass, man. Like, straight up.
You know what I mean? Like like the comments people make now, like, Ericka, I'm so glad you're enjoying yourself and enjoying this activity. Look at Tim right there with that hair. Y'all, Tim got a head full of hair. He be tripping. He just be shaving it. He want to do Lex Luthor. I love it. Good stuff. Y'all doing that red and black all the time. Okay, y'all, the Kappa's going to charge you some money now. You can't be just doing red and black all the time. You can register your child. You can become a monthly donor, or you can make a one-time payment, y'all. I'm proud of him taking this picture like it's going to be a good event, y'all. I should be able to swing through, take some photos, take some pictures.
I hope you come, man. I know that's going to be a busy day for you.
You know, it is nothing but a day in the life, man. If we can, you got a photographer there, so I don't have to bring nobody. I'm gonna be up.
You ain't got to bring nobody.
Hey.
All right.
Oh, look at that! Oh, look at him. Was he 7? He got the little teeth.
He was a baby on that picture.
When you first lose your teeth, that's what he got that face.
He got them crusties in the front. Now he got the real.
Don't do him like that.
You got the rapper Bobby Sessions in the background. You know, Grammy Award-winning Bobby Sessions. I clicked off it.
I'm sorry.
That's all good.
But yeah, y'all can watch testimonials. Y'all can find out more stuff. Listen, man, it just each one teach one. It takes one person pushing it. Y'all, don't give me $20 a day. Go give it to Tim. I thank you for the donation to the super chat, though. I appreciate every dollar, every dime. But I support Tim in lieu of the channel.
I appreciate that, Ericka. It means a lot coming from you.
I'm for real.
You know, when you rock with somebody, you rock with somebody.
I'm gonna buy beer, but Tim gonna support the children. You send me $20. I'm on my diet right now.
Happy hour.
Listen, Tim, you know I ran all this week. I ran every day.
I saw you posting.
And
I'm proud of you.
my legs didn't die. I was so proud of myself. I'm in these shorts, about to have my butt all out. Y'all gonna be like, Ericka, please, no. Not at the children events though. All right, you guys.
Man. All right, it's
You
been real, man.
be good, drive home, be safe. Listen, you guys, support these kids. They again, there's plenty of people out there gonna be rough with these kids. We need somebody who's actually gonna help them. So Tim, tell them where they can find you one more time, and we're gonna close it out.
You can find me on social media at Tim Jackson Now. Everything that you need to find is there. The link to the website for Real Youth Mentoring, all of my business websites, my books, everything you need to know on Instagram at Tim Jackson Now. I appreciate the follow.
Okay. All right, Tim. Hold on one second. I'm hanging out. All right, you guys. It's your girl Ericka, Classy Climb Blog. Thank you for supporting the channel. You know we would not be here if it wasn't for you. So again, thank you for being here.